And reading is, if you can't read, you can't do any other subject. And
Facts.
Literally.
like reading is the foundation for all the other subjects. You can't you and like even with math, all the math stuff is word problems.
It's
So
reading.
you still got to learn how to read. They'll teach the basics, add, subtract, multiply, divide. But when you're tested, all those tests and all of that, it's word problems. So you still got to read, and you still got to be able to have comprehension. And reading is not just sounding out the word. You have to comprehend what does this word mean. Um, Otherwise, you can't. You Anybody can sound out some words.
That's like one of the things where I looked at with the functioning, being a functional illiterate at that moment. Because I'm like, I can pronounce words, I can enunciate words, I can do both of those well. But then it was like the comprehension wasn't there, the ability to process. You know what I mean? Like Avery always say, like education is your ability to spell, comprehend, and process. And process is really like your ability to apply what you've read and do something and manifest or create something in existence in physical reality. And so I have like a wealth of knowledge, but not necessarily life wouldn't show it or I wouldn't have the physical thing. And now like 2020 hindsight, um, having techno tutor specifically, I had to work on that third grade point multiple times because it was so layered. The specific word was expression. Like I read in my life, I've took 3 or 4 courses on words. I took 2 courses for sure before we got techno tutor on words itself. Like that's why I knew specific once I was shown techno tutor, I knew exactly what it was. Like I'm like, oh, we can automate this. I said, give me that, because I just got done taking courses on words and the importance of words. And one of the books spoke about how like um, a lot of kids, the suicide rate is up because of their misunderstanding of words.
Yeah, but they don't know that. It's
Us-
just the anger comes out, and then it's just yeah. I know what you
Exactly.
mean.
But just think about like what if as a kid, as a child, like you were educated on that as a child, or even your parent knew that, so that your parent can guide and walk you through that. My mom did the best that she could for what she know, but she didn't know that. Like so, this word expression like made me view myself as I'm only gonna do enough to get by. Didn't know that was gonna influence my whole life or leak into my whole life. I thought I was just gonna apply this to school, but I started applying it to everything.